Hey guys, and welcome to my first Bloodborne PvP video. I playing on my strength character here. As you can see, I'm a level 130 with 50 vitality, 40 endurance, and 50 strength. Using the Kirk hammer. I have kind of high blood tinge so that I can use the church cannon and have health and stamina runes. I'm using all 27.2 gems that I farmed in the dungeons on my Kirk hammer. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay, some funny moments. A lot of these are losses, but I got a few wins. I'm not that good at PvP, especially on like a heavy build like this. But I'm also going to talk about a few other things. Um, this is my first invasion for this character in the DLC, I think. I think this is one of my only wins. I think I only have 2 wins in the video. But I was just going to talk about the Old Hunters, which just came out 2 weeks ago. This guy didn't even bow to me. What a rude kid. Yeah, I try not to spam my cannon too much, but sometimes I just can't resist. So the Old Hunters came out, and I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it would be really cool. I was expecting something along the lines of Artorias of the Abyss, you know. And I think that we got something that was really cool. And I think it was just as good, if not maybe for like the game, like the state of the game, I think it may have been a little better, right? Like considering like the game that Bloodborne is and what we got, I think that it's better for the community what we got in the Old Hunters. Like they almost doubled the arsenal in the game. And yeah, this guy just one-shot me. But yeah, so I've really been enjoying the Old Hunters. I've played through it 3 or 4 times now, gotten up to the final boss on most of my characters, and I just really think it's a really good expansion. I have a few critiques of it. Some parts I felt like kind of had like some influence from Dark Souls 2, you know, like that kind of design, which I'm not a big fan of. But overall, I think that it isn't. Yeah, that was a terrible, terrible match. I don't know how to counter the Moonlight Greatsword yet. I think all of the design of the game was done in the style of Bloodborne, and I like the twist where like you knew that they'd pull like some kind of cosmic horror twist because that's what the whole main game is about. And it's really cool that you start with these NPC hunters that are everywhere, and then it turns into this really just crazy horror. Spoilers ahead, I guess. If you haven't played the Old Hunters, I don't know why you're here, but you fight you fight 2 of the Old Hunters in the first like 2/3 of the expansion. Ludwig, who was the a hunter of the church, and then Lady Maria, and they're both really cool fights. I like them a lot. I think I'm a bigger fan of Maria, like as a character, but overall, I really enjoyed those 2 fights. And then when you get to the final boss, it's the Orphan of Cause, and probably my favorite fight in the game, and probably up there for the series bosses. This guy I fought like twice or 3 times, and I tried not to. I kind of had fun spamming my cannon at him because I'm just a scumbag like that, I guess. But you can hear a baby crying in the game. It's kind of spooky. The So another thing I was going to talk about was like the meta of Bloodborne right now. So obviously it's kind of far into the game's life cycle, like in between Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. This game is kind of just it's almost like something to hold over fans, and I felt like it's been kind of treated like that. Like it wasn't really that big of a game, and a lot of people didn't give it like all the attention that it really deserved, I think. So there's kind of a small group of people who are like, arguing over a meta when it just kind of seems like it's just dividing the already small player base even more. You have people who are like who swear by the 80 level or the level 80 meta, and then there are people who go to, like 250. There's 544s out there. It's just crazy. I personally think that 120 to 140 is a really good level range. Now, if you're doing something like this build, right, where you only really level up one of like the offensive stats, and then you level up what you need for stamina and vitality, then like 110, 120 is good. But if you're doing like a quality build or a hybrid build, it's kind of hard to get everything that you need at those like 110 ranges. I'm a fan of 140-ish for hybrid builds, but the summoning or the invading range is pretty forgiving in this game, which is good. I have a 150 quality build that uses the beast claws that I get pretty frequent PvP. And that's another thing, they really fixed the online matchmaking a lot recently. In the 1.07 patch, you could tell that there's a huge increase in how they do matchmaking. Like in vanilla, it was really hard to find invasions and co-op, and I feel like now I get within 10 minutes like 3 or 4 invasions in some of the hotspots like the frontier or some of the DLC areas, and that's because a lot of people are going through the DLC still, but I feel like it's just a lot easier to connect with people, which is just fantastic for the game, having more people being able to play. And that was one of the biggest critiques people had of the game, was that it was impossible to find invasions. And it really killed the game for a lot of like, streamers and YouTubers. Overall, the game at launch had just like a lot of things that the Souls games, like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, didn't have. Not that, I mean, I fully consider this to be a Souls game, but it kind of is its own separate thing, and I like it, but it took a major step backwards in some areas. But I feel like with the 1.07 patch and the 1.0 or the 1.08 patch, it really has improved like a lot of the online experience and a lot of the single player experience too. I'm currently not experiencing a lot of that because I'm farming Chalice dungeons for 27.2 gems on like 3 different characters, which is just a pain in the ass to do. I've been playing the game for like 3 days straight, and I felt like I haven't even played anything because all I'm doing is just killing the Watcher trio over and over. I've killed them like 50 times today alone, or tonight. I killed them more even earlier in the afternoon, but yeah, this guy just destroyed me. That Beast Hunter Siphon, it has just the craziest moveset. It really is something that I want to play more with on my skill build, which I'll be showing. That guy is actually named Skill Build. I'll be showing my skill build more in the future. Currently I have a skill build, a strength build, which is this one, blood tinge build, which blood tinge is probably the coolest one for me, like the coolest build archetype. And then I have a quality build, and I'm gonna start a few more builds, just waiting to get some better blood gems on my other ones, so that I can, because the new ones are for the most part gonna be arcane builds, and I want to get all the physical gems out of the way so I can farm arcane gems, because those are hard to get. But yeah, I've been rambling, so I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Thanks.